Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Fairgrounds Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 22nd of January 2022. We're going to look at the stakes races on today's program for the Fairgrounds, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for racecourses around the world. Let's get to the stakes action. We'll be looking at races 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So basically races 8 and then 10 through 14. Why couldn't they just switch the 9th and 8th race? Don't know. Could have all late, pick six with the stakes races, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But the 8th race we'll start off with first. It is the Duncan F Kerner Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses heading to the Stall Wilson turf course. A distance of ground 1,100 meters, or the distance of ground of 5.5 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection, I'm going to take the 5 horse Just Might. We'll go 5-7-1-3 in the superfecta. 5-7-1-3 super. Top selection 5 horse Just Might. The 6-year-old Gelding by Justin Phillip. Michelle Lovell trains. Colby Hernandez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 26th of December here at the Fairgrounds. 5.5 in the Rich Schaefer Memorial. And the horse won by 1/4 lengths. And basically on the front and all throughout, he just dueled and really put on a show that day. He quickened up nicely, earning a 102 buyer, best of his career. He ended off 2021 very nicely. An all-around good race coming back to turf. Before that, they're in the Thanksgiving Classic here at the Fairgrounds, 6 furlongs on the 25th of November, and he won by 2 1/4 lengths, and he had the pace to win that day. Again, on the front end all throughout, he just kept going, a 101 buyer. Since coming to New Orleans, he really showed up a lot better with these lesser quality horses and kept going. And then before then, the Phoenix at Keeneland. The Phoenix is a very tough race at times. He was facing very tough horses. He finished 6 by 7 3/4 lengths, and he just never really got to the front end where he does his best running. And then prior to that, an overnight stakes at Churchill, 6 furlongs there. He won by 3/4 length. Again, got the job done in hand. And then he actually won the Chesapeake at Colonial, going 6 furlongs on the dirt, winning by a head in a 107-4, a 96 buyer. That was a very good race. Before they won the DeHaas on the turf of Colonial, going 5.5 very, very nicely by half a length. I like him coming back to this turf course where he likes running. He's a very fast horse. The rails are down. When the rails are down on the turf course, the speed really holds up. 8-5, he's going to be a single for me in the multis. So to recap my selection for the 8th from the Fairgrounds, the Duncan F Kerner Stakes. Let's take the 5 horse Just Might. We'll go 5-7-1-3 in the superfecta. 5-7, single the 5 in the multi race. Excuse me. The 10th race now from the Fairgrounds. It is the Mary G. Krantz Memorial. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 12 horses going to the Stall Wilson turf course. Again, the distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or mile 16th on the turf course. My top selection here, we're going to go take the number 6 horse Adelaide Miss. We'll go 6-1-5-10 in the superfecta. 6-1-5-10 super. Top selection 6 horse Adelaide Miss. This 4-year-old filly by Vancouver. Brittany Russell trains. Colby Hernandez gets them out 15-1 here. Most recent outing came 19th of December at the Fairgrounds. 1 mile and optional 40 claimer. And the horse won by 1 3/4 lengths and had the speed to win that day. He stalked on the front and all throughout. A very pedestrian fraction to the quarter and first half, which really won him the race. An all-around good run. Coming here, looks like to be the main speed. If the speed holds up on the turf, of course, I think this horse is killer. 2 back the horse were in the Glen Cove here in New York at Belmont, 7 furlongs, 15th of October, and the horse finished 7th by 6 1/4 lengths there. He was with them early on. He just couldn't hit quick up late, kind of hit the wall. This wasn't his day to win. I think they went a little bit too quick to that 3/4 there. And then prior to that, at Belmont, 1 mile and optional 80. He won by a nose from a starting position. He quickened up nicely. And at 12-1, it was a very nice upset. A very, very good race. Making his sophomore debut here at the Fairgrounds. He's been training well locally on the dirt. He's run very well in turf. I think his buyers could be up to the task and win against these horses. At 15-1, let's use this one. Don't throw out the 1 horse Upscon either. This horse has been around the block a few times now and has been facing tough horses. Most recently ran the horse in the Golden Cove at Del Mar, where the horse placed that day or finished 4th. Before that, ran the First Lady at Keeneland against some very tough horses. Hasn't won in quite a while, but she's due for a good race here today. We'll give her a shot at 3-1, but I do prefer the other one before her. But to recap my selection for the 10th from the Fairgrounds, it is the Mary G. Krantz Memorial. Let's take the 6 horse Adelaide Miss. Give kudos to the 1 horse Abscon. 6-1-5-10 super. 6-1 in your multi-race. The 11th race from the Fairgrounds, it is the Silverbulletday Stakes. It's going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 3-year-olds fillies. Field of 6 horses going 1 mile and 70 yards on the main track. And Silverbulletday will always be remembered in my eyes as losing the the what was it? The British Cup Distaff as an odds-on heavy favorite. Just horrible. I think that was a year at Banshee Breeze when at Gulfstream. But my top selection here, I'm gonna go with the number 5 horse Lecomte. We'll go 5-4-1-2 in the superfecta. 5-4-1-2 super. Top selection 5 horse Lecomte. A 3-year-old filly by Medaglia d'Oro. Steve Asmussen Trans. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 20th of November at Churchill, mile 16th in a main special weight, 119,000. Love the prize money there, and the horse won by 2 1/4 lengths, and basically so pedestrian fractions going to that 3/4, which won the horse to race. He had a little quick fractions early on, and slowed it down, and he just kept going. An all-around good race. Coming here today, it looks like she has a great pedigree here with the Medaglia d'Oro and Bernardini on the dam side. I think the horse could really run a good race. Most recent workout was a 4-furlong workout, 49.3, 32 best out of 90, and a 5/8 of a mile workout, 102 flat, 18th best out of 30. I'm going to give this horse a shot at 2-1. Don't throw out the 4-horse Sweetest Pie either, coming for Tom Pletcher. Florent Giroux picks up the mount. Most recently, they ran the horse in the Tempted here in New York at Belmont over the mile trip, where the horse finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths there. It was very, very wide and just never got going. I do think this horse does a little bit better with a 2-turn mile and 70 here at the fairgrounds with a longer stretch. Before that, won a main special at Belmont going 6.5 in early October, winning by 1/4 lengths. Took full advantage that day of a long run, and she got the job done. Like I said, longer stretch suits this horse well. 2-turn routing should suit this horse well also. 5-2 Let's Use Her also on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the 11th from the fairgrounds, it's a Silver Bullet day. Let's take the 5-horse Lecomte. Give kudos to the 4-horse Sweet as Pie. 5-4-1-2 super. Let's go 5-4 in the multi-race. The 12th race from the fairgrounds. It is the Colonel R. Bradley Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 12 horses going to the Stall Wilson Turf Course. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or mile 16th on the turf course. I'm going to take the 3-horse Cavalry Charge as a top selection. Let's go 3-6-2-8 in the superfecta. 3-6-2-8 super. Top selection 3-horse Cavalry Charge. This 5-year-old gelding by Honor Code. Dallas Stewart trains. Brian Hernandez Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 8th of October, Keelan, on a yielding turf course, mile 16th, allowance race 89,000, and the horse won by a neck and basically stalked all the way around the race course. When he got a great turn of foot, he had the job done. He was decreasing margin victory late, but he still got the job done. Coming here on hopefully faster ground than he was facing last time out. I think the horse goes up a lot. 2 back, the horse ran at Kentucky Downs on the 6th of September, 1 mile an optional 60, and the horse won by a length there, and basically from a starting position, he got the job done very, very easily. One of his easiest races of 2021, and then prior to that, Saratoga, mile and 8th on the Mellon optional 80. The horse finished 10th by 5 3/4 lengths. It was very, very wide and just never really showed up. It wasn't his day to win with the rails out. And then 24th of June at Churchill, mile 16th, last race 95,000. Win by 5 lengths on the front and all throughout. Very easy fractions, and the horse won just that easily. Coming here today, making the fairgrounds debut, could sit closer. The buyers, I think, are up to scratch. At H1, Let's Use Him. Don't throw out the 6-horse 2 Emmys either. He was your Arlington Million winner of 2021. Actually, Mr. D Stakes at Arlington, going a mile and a quarter, which he won by a neck on the front and all throughout. Basically walked the dog on the front end. He had enough left. An all-around good race. Came back to a very good place in the Sycamore over the mile and a half at Keelan. He's a horse. He had a great season here last year. Placed behind Colonel Liam and the Muniz Memorial. At 24-1. He's another horse. It wouldn't surprise me if he could go wider, but I don't think he's going to get as easy leads as he did in some of these races last year, like in that Muniz Memorial where he went 114 2 3/4. He's not going to get that easy. I think they're going to really quickening it up on him. But it's American turf racing. It doesn't surprise me at times if they let them walk the dog on the front end. But to recount my selection for the 12th from the fairgrounds, the Colonel R. Bradley. Let's take the 3-horse Cavalry Charge. Give kudos to the 6-horse 2 Emmys. 3-6-2-8 super, 3-6 in your multi-race. The 13th race from the fairgrounds. It is the Louisiana Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses heading to the dirt. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or mile 1/16th on the fairgrounds main track. I'm going to take the 3-horse Midnight Bourbon as a top selection. We'll go 3-6-2-4 in the superfecta. 3-6-2-4 super. Top selection 3-horse Midnight Bourbon. 4-year-old Colt by Tisnow. Steve Asmussen trains. Joel Rosario gets them out. Blinkers on. Also, Lasix for the first time. It's kind of weird when I was looking over this race and saw the little Lasix symbol in the racing form. I'm like, whoa, wow, this 4-year-old campaign horse not using Lasix. And no, if you go through the form guide from last year, he was running all those stakes races. Those are no Lasix, and as a 2-year-old, they couldn't run with Lasix in 2020. So, it's kind of weird seeing a 4-year-old horse getting Lasix for the first time. I do think they're overused and shouldn't be used, but that's my personal opinion. Midnight Bourbon, most recent outing came from the Clark Handicap at Churchill, Mile made from the 26th of November, and he finished third by 3.5 lengths. He was basically on the front end. He kind of hit the wall late. Maxfield and Happy Saver just really took off clear. This horse, at the end of a very 2021 campaign, very tough 2021 campaign, I should emphasize that a lot. He just couldn't, keep up. Off a little bit of a refreshing here today. Not the world's toughest race. Okay, he's facing Mandaloun, but I think he's run, I think Midnight Bourbon's run much better races than Mandaloun. I think this horse has the freshness factor and really could run a better race. Two back of the horse ran the Pennsylvania Derby at Parks, Mile 8th on the 25th of September, and he finished second by 2.25 lengths behind Hot Rod Charlie. It was a little bit wide that day, and he just really couldn't get a good run there. It wasn't his day to win. And then prior to that, in the Haskell, the fiasco at the Haskell at Monmouth, the Mile 8th on the 17th of July, he didn't finish the race. He lost a rider, Paco Lopez, at the 8th pole because Hot Rod Charlie came out on him. A very scary incident at the time. Everybody came back well, but it does take a little bit out of the momentum. And then prior to that, in the Preakness at Pimlico, mile 3/16, he finished second by 3.25 lengths. He stalked. He had to leave the top of the lane, but Rombauer just came from nowhere to win. This horse was just a little bit wide, but got beat by a better horse on the day there. And then the Derby, he just finished sixth by 8.75 lengths. Do think he does his better running style close to the pace. Thought he was just a little bit too farther out. And then he ran last year's Louisiana Derby, where he placed behind Hot Rod Charlie, where he just couldn't, keep up late. But coming here, he's really he became a better horse as the season went on. He's training well. At 6-5, I think he's really sitting on a good run. As a wise guy horse, I think is a 6-horse warrant. This 4-year-old colt by Constitution. Most recently won the Oklahoma Derby at Remington very, very nicely by 1.75 lengths, and placed before that in the West Virginia Derby, and actually won the Texas Derby before that, so he's running quite a few derbies recently. He's running these good races in the on the lower circuit. Coming to the bigger circuit today, it wouldn't surprise me at 12-1 if he gets a good trip. We'll use him in the Maldives, and depending on his price, I might do a small win place wager on him. But to recap my selection for the 13th from the Fairgrounds Louisiana Stakes, let's take the 3-horse Midnight Bourbon. Give kudos to the 6-horse Warrant. 3-6-2-4 Super. Let's go 3-6 in the multi-race. The nightcap, the featured 14th race from the Fairgrounds. It is the Lecomte Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse $200,000. Races for 3-year-olds here. We have a field here. Let's see, a field of 9 horses going 1,700 meters, or mile 1/16 on the main track. As a top selection here, we're going to go take the 5-horse Epicenter. We'll go 5-3-4-8 in the superfecta, 5-3-4-8 super, top selection 5-horse Epicenter. This 3-year-old colt by no this time. Steve Asmussen trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 26th December at the Fairgrounds, mile 16th in the Gun Runner, and the horse won by 6.25 lengths. Not a dream stock position, quickened up nicely when the horse got the lead, and he kept going. Very, very good run. Coming here, slightly, in the same trip, but, getting Rosario up. Decent workouts. I think the horse was sitting on a lot better run than last time out. Dubac, the horse ran 13th in November at Churchill, 1 mile main special weight, under 20,000, and the horse won by 3.5 lengths. And again, from a stupidly wide poster, he left out of the gate. He had good position. He quickened up nicely, and basically Rosario won the race. I don't think any other jockey who would have rode the horse that day would have won, but Rosario rode a terrific ride, an all-around good race from there. And then prior to that, Churchill 7 furlongs main special weight, 120,000. The horse finished 6th by 7.75 lengths, and just really couldn't keep up there. I do think he's a horse that gets a little bit better with a longer trip. Like I said, he's training well with the second race. Since the last race, getting Rosario up, who rode a brilliant race 2 back. I'm going to give this horse a shot. Don't throw out the 3-horse Papa Cap, who I actually bet in the British Cup Juvenile, where he placed behind Cornici that day. He had a little bit of a trouble trip, but he ran his heart out there, earning career best 88 buyer. Before then, the American Pharaoh at Santa Anita, mile 16th in October. The horse finished second by 2.75 lengths, again behind Cornici. A little bit wide, but he still ran his heart out there. He's only won twice. Once at Gulfstream in May, and once in the Best Pal at Del Mar. And then he was facing some tough horses on the West Coast in the juvenile division last year. Coming here to the Midwest, I think he should really run a good race. He also training well. I like that he's had quite a few workouts locally since the last run. It's 8 to 5. We'll use him on the multis, and also don't throw out the 4-horse Trafalgar. Al Stahl Jr. trains one. Colby Hernandez gets mount. He's stepping up a major class, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a good run. I do like his last race a little bit, but I don't like the drifting that he did so much. If he could keep a quick, a straighter course, he could definitely win. I thought his debut was decently, other than the the horrible beginning, but where he won from that wide poster, I thought it was decently after all said and done. But it's very wide open Lecomte this year, I think. But to recap my selection for the 14th from the fairgrounds, it is the Lecomte Stakes. Let's take the 5-horse Epicenter, give kudos to the 3-horse Papacap and the 4-horse Trafalgar. 5-3-4-8 Super, 5-3-4 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5. Good luck, everybody.